and lyrically, hip-hop is just not the same, and people don't care about certain things like that. He still does. So
Yes.
that's why we get along so well personally and musically. So you can look forward to seeing stuff like that also, too, from Whiteout and EasyMo Bee.
Man, I have like
It's
a
all,
icon
I'm
on
sorry,
the show right now.
what's that?
I said I have a producing icon on the show right now. Like you have no idea how I feel right now having you on the show. Like I'm geeking.
Yeah, and we didn't, while I'm name dropping, we didn't throw the idea in there of what all of this is going to come courtesy of. This is all going to come courtesy of Black Box Records, which is the new EasyMo Bee movement. Y'all have to excuse me, I'm swatting a yellow jacket in my crib. A bee, he's coming, and he wants to be a nuisance, so. You get it? EasyMo Bee? I think I got him. He showed up right at the right time. I got him, though. I knocked him out. Yeah. So Black Box Records is the new movement.
Okay.
We got Black Box Records. We have the Hip Hop Hall of Fame Awards in September. We have, check this out, a documentary on EasyMo Bee is going to be put together. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Right?
Time.
Yeah, it is about time. Yeah, my story is lengthy. It's a lot of stuff that people want to know and that people think should be told about me. I've been a lot of places, I've done a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of things. Most curious about me, I think, that people are, is the stuff about Biggie and Tupac. But come on now.
Yep.
It's so much more than that, and I've seen so much more in my time. I watched these dudes both be friends in the studio and laughing and kicking it together. But I also saw a lot of other stuff, like Alicia Keys, like busting into the studio in Tim's, like, yo, what up, Mo B? Ready to work and everything.
That's the stuff I like to hear about.
Yeah. Mhm. A young ODB coming to my house in the projects when I was still living with my parents, and we doing cassette demos together and stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff there. Got a lot of stuff to talk about.
You've been, you are hip hop. Like you've been there, during the whole movement when it first came to be, when the sound was hitting. I honestly think that you changed the sound of hip hop during that era with Biggie and Tupac. You gave it something more.
Well,
at that
I'm
time.
gonna go a step a little further than that, and kind of expound on what you just said. I think, during that era, but the particular event and the record that it was that people say that helped change the era at that time was Flavor in Your Ear, Craig Mack.
Yeah.
That beat, it just came in, and just the sound of it, the whole mechanics of that beat, the way it sounded, the way it hit you, like it just kind of changed everything. At that time, producers changed up their whole style because of that. I saw a whole bunch of other producers out there. They abandoned what they was doing and they started doing that. I was like, wow.
How does that feel? Really knowing that you changed the game, and you're about to do it again. I think you're about to change it back to what it was.
It did feel good, and you know why it felt good is because for the longest, you have to understand, at that time I was new, and I was definitely trying to get noticed. I was trying to make my mark, in this music business. And I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. I wanted to be noticed. And when that happened, that just proved that people was paying attention. And what I love about Flavor in Your Ear and the whole thing that would happen with that was that for a long time, before I even had equipment, I used to sit up and I would dream of the technique that I was going to use for making beats. And the technique that I use for making beats has always been what I called playing samples. Like I play samples. Most people hear me saying that right now. They don't understand. What is he talking about? I play samples. When I put together a beat, a lot of times, don't get me wrong, I have done some looping, and I use recognizable pieces and stuff like that from records, but for the most part, what I'm mostly known for and my general technique is I play samples. I'll give you an example. If you remember Everything Remains Raw by Busta Rhymes, which is one of my favorite beats. If you ask me what's one of my favorite beats, believe it or not, that would definitely be one of them. I would say that like at the top of the list. But if you listen to that beat, what's happening is like there's an original composition, there's an original beat happening. In other words, there are no loops going on. Everything that's happening, I'm making it happen. But it's all being made to happen with samples. So, a lot of people took a look at that technique and they was like, wow, I got to do that. And, I don't get a lot of credit for it, and people don't always say it, but I kind of revolutionized that style right there, especially when it comes to the intricate chopping and multi-layering and doing actual harmonic layers of samples, and everything is in tune, and it ends up being an original composition. Like, that's EasyMo Bee.
That's amazing. When you're doing something like that, I know for a creative process, you have to be inspired by something. What inspires you? Like, when you're creating your music or you're thinking about, okay, what kind of beat do I want to do? Like, what inspires you? What gets you going? Like, what makes you close your eyes and you hear and see that music or see that beat? What inspires EasyMo Bee to do what it is that you do?
One word: records. A lot of times, I'll tell you how a beat starts. A lot of times, first of all, for all you vinyl lovers out there, I don't know how many we still got, but, I've been collecting records since 8 years old. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am now. but let's just say I've been collecting. Yeah, let's just say I've been collecting records since 8 years old. I think the first actual 45 that I bought was Do It Any Way You Wanna by People's Choice. And the first album that was bought for me was Earth, Wind & Fire's All in All. So, you right there, say no more. But to answer your question, what starts it all, what inspires me is sometimes it could be nothing but like 2.3 of like the most beautiful sound that I ever heard.
Wow.
Sometimes you can like a lot of old jazz records, they long, like some of them could be like 9, 10, 14 minutes long or whatever. Like Herbie Hancock, he used to be like that. Like he would make an album, and he had this album called Crossings. And like you play that album and like you have like one record that take up the whole side. First of all, you gotta have patience to sit there and just listen. That's number one. You gotta have the patience. First, you gotta have the love. Second, you gotta have the patience. But if you got the patience and you just sit there and you just listen to music, especially live music that's being played with live